Hi everyone, I hope you are all well. Today I'm going to be talking about my first couchsurfing experience, how it was, and what you can expect and what to kind of look out for to make sure that you are safe and you have a good experience. Right, so I first heard about couchsurfing quite some time ago. I used to listen to Ed Sheeran, and he talked about sofa surfing, while he was gigging in London, and how he always used to be like sofa surfing. And then I kind of looked into it a bit more because I was like, anytime I listen to an artist's music, I'm always interested in their life story. I always want to know like where they were born. I want to know how they grew up. I kind of want to know more about them. So then I heard about sofa surfing, and then I realized this is actually a thing. It's like couch surfing. So yeah, it just happened like that. So for whatever reason, I signed up to the website and I was a member on it. Then I deleted it, and basically what you need to know about couch surfing is that when you delete your account, you actually cannot sign up with the same email address. So make sure that when you delete your couch surfing account that you have another email in case you're gonna want to sign up back again. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind. Time moved on from then, and this year I decided I really wanted to try couch surfing because I've been traveling to different cities, experiencing the city, but never really getting a feel for like the people. I did kind of get a feel for the culture, but not really the locals, and so I really wanted to stay with a local. So that's the reason why I created a couchsurfing account, because I just kind of wanted to experience almost day-to-day life with a local in the city. And the advantage was that it was actually more affordable than being in a hostel, a hotel, or Airbnb, whatever. So that's the reason why I signed up to couchsurfing and really took it seriously this time, because I actually wanted to connect with somebody who's local. I set up my account, I made sure that I had some pictures up, I had description, a little bit of information about myself, and then I put on my upcoming journeys so that whoever is in that city can like approach me, ask me if I wanted to stay at their place, or I can also search for people whose places that I would be interested in staying at, and people who looked safe, friendly, and welcoming. So I put my journeys up. I did a bit of searching as well, but I had quite a few people messaging me saying, would you like to stay at my place? Some of them were messaging me in a bit of a creepy way, and that's something that you do need to kind of have a sense about. Like, is this person like safe? Is this person gonna be trustworthy? And I think I'm quite good with judging that about people, whether or not they're going to be decent, in the way that they write, in the way that their pictures look. I can always tell kind of if somebody is going to be, kind of be okay to stay with, just by the way they approach me in text, and also the way their pictures look and what they've written in their profile, and also the feedback that other people have written. So I was heading to Norway, and I had a few people message me. I was interested in quite a few of them, like 2 or 3. So a few people messaged me. There was like a group. There's like a group of people, like housemates, and they regularly host people who are traveling. Then there was an individual who regularly hosts. There was a couple of individuals. So I was like, who do I stay with? Do I stay with this person who has loads and loads of feedback, or do I stay with this other person who has one good feedback, or do I stay with this other person? I just instantly ruled out all the people who seemed creepy. You're gonna know if somebody's creepy if they say something like, would you like to share my bed surface? Or that's actually something that I heard. Or some people write in their description that I'm looking for someone for long-term, to stay long-term, and then also they must be a female, so that for a fact that this person is clearly taking couchsurfing as a dating website and thinking that it's like Tinder or something, I don't know. But like, couchsurfing is not a dating website. Fair enough, you may meet someone on there, but don't go on there to try dating or to try meeting somebody, because couchsurfing is all about a cultural exchange. Some people, crazy people, do get confused and they think some crazy people do get confused, and they think that they can take advantage of the website, take advantage of people. But if you're smart enough, you will suss them out and you will not go for those people. Please, people, make sure you look at feedback, make sure you read the reviews of that person, make sure you have a kind of conversation which is really, really kind of neutral, and you know, you can ask the person about, you know, where would I be sleeping, things like, usually they do put, you know, the space available in their house. Sometimes it's a spare bed, sometimes it's their couch, sometimes it's a bed in their room. I would only kind of recommend that for women to women, men to men. I think that's probably the safest option for me. I personally probably wouldn't feel so comfortable with sharing a room with a man, unless it's like I'm traveling with a guy or with a group of friends, and we all stay in that same room. Or like in the living room, in like a big space or something. I personally wouldn't feel comfortable one-on-one sharing a room with a guy. I'd rather just stay on the couch in a different room where I can make a quick escape if I need to. You get a vibe of where you would feel comfortable in. So luckily, the person that I ended up staying with, well, I accepted an offer from one person, and then I realized they were actually too far from the train station. So I thought, you know, it's not really worth me staying at their place, because they are quite far from the central station and I want it to be quite close, and if I stay far, I end up spending money on transport, you know, commuting and everything. So I decided to stay with the person who was really close to the central station, had my own space because their sibling was out, you know, in a different city. So luckily we had, like, you know, separate spaces, although we did, you know, spend time together. This person really, you know, prepared for me some breakfast and, you know, tea and stuff, and I took like a little gift of tea, from English tea, because I thought, I heard that, you know, it's good to always take a small gift with you as a token of appreciation, and I'm quite like that anyway. I always like take a gift to anybody's home that I'm going to. It's just, you know, a gesture of goodwill. They took me around to see the city, and I generally felt comfortable with that person. And then there was another person who actually offered me space. Actually, no, didn't offer me space. They said that they were hosting that weekend somebody else, but then we ended up meeting up anyway, just like quick catch up. Never ever be weak. Never ever be a person who's very submissive to people, you know, telling you what to do. And just because you're a visitor in a country and they know the country doesn't mean that they can tell you, oh, let's go here, let's go to this corner, or let's do this. Always have a plan. That's another thing that I found out is really, really useful when you're couch surfing. Have a plan in your head of your journey, of the things that you'd like to do in that city, so that even if your host has, you know, suggestions or plans, you can be like, okay, fine, but these are my plans, this is what I'd like to do as well. Because when somebody's hosting you, that doesn't mean that they're going to be like taking you everywhere, literally spending every waking moment with you. They're just kind of being almost like this sounds kind of bad, but they're kind of being like a host or a hotel. You still have to have your own plans. Have your own plans of things that you would like to do. Therefore, you don't end up basically entertaining them, because it's not about you entertaining them. It's about you kind of having a cultural exchange, having those conversations, and them helping you out a little bit, and you kind of helping them out a little bit by being their guest. So that's fine. Always make sure you have a plan so that you don't get sidetracked and end up being there just simply for entertainment. And so actually I can say that my couch surfing experience was positive. I would try it again. I'm not sure when, but I can definitely recommend it. Although couch surfing has, you know, its ups and downs, I think the ups, you know, kind of outweigh the downs. As long as you're smart about it, as long as you're streetwise, you will sense those people who are literally not there for the cultural exchange, and you will sense the people who are there for that cultural exchange. Believe me, it's worth it to stay with a local, because they're completely different from you. They've grown up in a different country, they have different experiences, they will show you different food, they know the city, they will show you those little corners if they have time. Don't expect them to show you around, but if they have time, then they will show you around, and it will be, you know, quite good. Like I said, always have a plan. The benefits are that you do get to save money. Although you're saving money, don't try to save to the point that you don't take a gift. Make sure you do take them a small something, just to signify your appreciation as a token of goodwill, and always be respectful of their space. make the bed, or leave things in a nice tidy pile when you leave. Don't leave your stuff hanging around all around the house. Leave it kind of neat so that it's not quite intrusive to their space. And if you feel uncomfortable at any point, feel free to leave. You're not bound there, and you can always find, most likely you can always find another host. Even if you feel like you don't want to go to a hostel because for whatever reason, you can always find another host on the website by posting in the, I think there's like an emergency section or something. You can post there and you can leave. Never feel bound, never feel trapped. It's all about freedom of cultural exchange and a freedom of movement. And so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's taught you something. I'm speaking about couch surfing in a positive way. So yeah, keep your eyes open and embrace culture. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.